Okay, let's move on. Now, let's get on to the very interesting topic today, like how do we focus on self-paced learning? And the way I see it is self-paced learning is the best way to learn things. And that's why I say that's a new tutor in town, right? Because in a self-paced learning, the focus is all about how you can learn things much better in your own style, in your own way. Now, what makes that more a kind of knowledgeable outcome is what we will try to see how to pace our self learning and how we can achieve the measurable outcomes and result oriented jobs or result oriented skills that we can take it to the next level, right? So typically, if you look at self-paced learning, we have to understand three parts: the why part of it, why self-paced learning; second, the how part of it, how we can take it; and third is the what. We'll start with one of the other, and let me share some insights, and then we go to the next steps. Typically, why you have to go with the self-paced learning is self-paced learning will give uh, things at your own pace. Like not everyone will have that kind of ability to understand things fast and quickly finish it up, right? So I have my own pace of understanding things, and maybe I would like to continue with my own pace. So I may not be able to finish up things early. I may not be able to either finish up things late. Maybe let's say I do a moderate kind of a speed, right? So maybe someone finishes up learning something in 3 days, I'll take a week's time. And someone might finish in 10 days' time. So everyone has their own pace. So the first important thing is in self-paced learning is understand how much time on an average it takes you to learn a concept or to you to read a concept without stressing, without impacting anything. Because if you do learning in a stress, it goes off when you want to apply, right? uh, you just finish it off but you don't remember or you don't apply it in the right way. But when you pace your learning as per your timing, as per your natural understanding or the natural way of grasping things, then you can definitely use it because it captures in your mind permanently and it has its own space, right? Then time your self-paced learning in the sense how it is different from the first pointers. Typically what we do is we will not time any kind of self-learn projects. Like for example, I want to learn something in Python, right? I'll just say okay, I'll try to learn Python by tomorrow, by tomorrow, by tomorrow. So this tomorrow never comes, right? And what happens is I keep on pushing it and slowly it dies off. Slowly it comes to my mind saying that, or it comes to me saying that, why to focus it now? Let's focus sometime later because we have other things to take care. So this is where the timing comes as a critical factor. But if you time like every day 2 hours or 1 hour or half an hour, I'll focus on this Python or I'll focus on this particular topic I would like to do. Then irrespective of whatever you are doing, you will get time to go back and check what you have done, right? And that continuously when it happens and the persistency when it happens, you will definitely get a lot of value add and you encourage yourself to finish the learning faster. So time yourself and focus on that. Then sync in your education. This is a very interesting topic. Uh, One of the most things that people don't understand is like whenever you're reading through something, you should be able to apply it. And when you apply it in the right way on the small examples or something you try to experiment or try to do itself, you will not realize what you've learned. So until you experiment and you do these kind of things, the education that you are going through will not sink in. So give yourself that time, give yourself that little experimentation and try to go around it, right? And similarly, create valuable information. In the process of learning, we refer to various things. Like, for example, I'll go to the concept of I wanted to know something about some antique furniture or something like that. Now, what is antique furniture? Where do I get it? All these things, right? Are like it's very hard to find. And maybe there is an antique furniture dealer in the city, or there are certain things. So these are all the valuable information that I capture over the process of learning. And I'll write it somewhere and I'll forget it. But when I require it, I will not be able to find this valuable information. And we mostly end up redoing the entire exercise again and again and again and again, right? And that is where creating your valuable information throughout your process of learning and saving it, preserving it for further use or future use or a reference is very important. Similarly, degree of control. Degree of control is required for your self-paced. Like maybe you are excited on learning the topic, you are excited on doing it, but not everything can be done in a demo, right? So there are certain things that you need to understand, and you can say, okay, these things are much in control, these things are not much in control. So this way you can have a clear understanding on what you're going to learn. And similarly, build yourself own custom course. So if you sum it up, all the ones from 1 to 5, that is nothing but your custom course. So what I have to do, how I have to learn, when I have to learn, what actually I like. Okay, maybe I like more of reading journals, more maybe I like more of doing experimentation, maybe I like more of talking to people, maybe I like more of browsing. There is a one particular way of education which will sink in with you very easily. So that is what you have to find out, and this is what makes you all the custom course. So these are the essential 6 whys you have to understand for pacing your learning. Now coming to the how part. How part is very simple. Now definitely you have to learn something, then you set a goal. The goal cannot be like very scary. You can put a simple goal, like let me get the, let's say if I put a goal of Python, right, or something like that. Let me be a basic programmer in Python by the next 60 days or next 3 months. That sounds to be a very simple goal. And then you go to the internet and list all the courses, or reach out to your local places and try to look at the courses that are available, and then list the right course that can help you get that goal achieved in that 60 days. It could be various ways, but you can do it. And the most important thing is you have to break this course in your own terms into small and discrete steps, so that you are doing it without giving it up, right? Maybe because your way of thinking in the education is different to the person who has created the course. So that is the reason you have to again re-break the course into small and discrete steps that you can understand. And that is also a reason why you have to learn one step at a time, like learn the entire thing as a single concept at a time. Then you get a time where you can summarize and you can do it. Definitely, you have to set a deadline. That's where the goal is. If you don't have a written goal, you will never achieve your self-paced learning. Then you also might need to talk to peers and try to learn from the additional points, because what you are trying to do here, make it a overall learning or a wholesome learning. Don't leave something in middle just by understanding your way of the topic or the concept. When you listen to other peers or experts in the same domain, there is definitely some kind of support you'll get on how to make it much better and other things. And another tip, you repeat the concepts frequently so that you make the understanding, or you cement your understanding on the concept, and you get much expertise in understanding. And finally, to experiment, the best way to validate your concept is do some exercises, right? So you can take exams, you can take assessments. There are a lot of things are available on the internet. You can collect and you can do all of that. And then finally, the most important thing, creating valuable information, add it to your own library. So tomorrow, if you have to revisit the same goal, then you already have a lot of things, you know how you have done it, you already have a measure with all the things from 1 to 9. You can make it much better in the 10th one. And the biggest thing that you get out of this is, when you have this as a complete package, you can advise to your peers or your friends that someone comes up with the same problem. It helps you with more confidence that you can help them. So this is how you can do your self-paced learning in a very creative and interactive way. And finally, what is that you have to do? Now let's come to the core tasks of doing it. What is that we have to do? Now the whys is okay, the hows are okay. What is it? What we have to do? Basically, there are 8 things you have to do. First, you have to set the track for your course line or a timeline, meaning define your own custom course and set up a timeline. Like example, you want to be a basic Python programmer, set up a timeline that you will take this basic Python course from this whatever the URL you are looking for. It could be online education URL, it could be a live URL or whatever the course URL, and set it a time. You will finish it in 3 months or a quarter or 6 months and all. Then you start looking at what the concepts, make your own concept list, custom list, program list, make your own small steps to achieve this goal for the next 3 months. Then start collecting valuable information like documents, PDFs, worksheets, illustrations, your self notes that you prepare, your key learnings that you understood from the concept, and what are your views of the concept when the education has synced into you. So all these things you can actually make your notes and also collect all the important URLs. And finally, tiny concept tasks. So if you understood the concept and you have done, start doing little concepts, little things which can connect your concept and starts helping you show the results of the test that you have done. So these are the what's that you have to do. And what you can do better is use always some tools. There are a lot of tools that are available. Use those tools to help you get a self-paced learning. Perfect. And that could be either online or offline access-based tools, right? The first thing you should know, you have to use the most essential and helpful tool is a calendar, right? So because you need to track your time, you need to track your slot, you need to track your duration, your course and all. So calendar is the best tool. Now, coming next one is like nowadays we find most of the things on internet. So even if you go for the books as well, you keep that bookmarks, you keep the reference pages, you try to create your own way of indexing things or connecting things or going back to things so that you collect all of such details in a digital format in a drive or a folder repository, could be on a drive, could be on a Dropbox, could be on cloud, could be on your computer, could be on your phone, anywhere, wherever you get the chance to store all of them, start collecting all these things throughout your course until you finish it. And the last thing, have a checklist. Building a small efficient checklist for your program, for your own thing, will definitely help. For example, you have to finish a concept, but you have doubt. So quickly make the checklist. So what is that you have done? Have you done contacting your friend? Have you contacted your any expert? Have you contacted any more websites? So like this, if you make a checklist, it will help you a lot when you revisit this goal or when you want to change or look at it. So these are the 5 most important tools that you can use, collect, and make your self-learning very effective, right? And you can use these tools, as I said, both online and offline. If it is offline, then you can refer to your books, your printed material, your insights from your friends, insights from or the video recordings you have taken when your friend was explaining or your expert or your relative or someone was explaining about the concept. And those video recordings make more sense because they will always try to give you in the best known language you talk to them, right? So, and there is also a comfort factor. So with all these things, these are the tools that can help you get to the best way of self-paced learning. So we know why we have to do self-paced learning, because it sets us becoming very knowledgeable, and we have the appreciation for the knowledge we have gained. That is the why part. How part? It will help you set up a discipline, and you can achieve bigger task once you prove this as a model. And what is purely will tell you more clarity on how you can repeat this to be very successful in learning a lot of things around the world, about the world, and make it a wonderful, wonderful journey for you in your self-paced learning. And definitely the tools will definitely help you. Now,